Hello everyone. So today we will start discussing a new application that's called the Arithmetic Test Simple. So here is the design of that particular application. And the main idea of this application is to make very simple application for kids, which who can process the very simple trivial arithmetical operations. So how does it work? The first we need to click the button generate. And the button generate will produce 6 random numbers from 0 to 9 and 3 different random operators. So every time when I click button generate, that particular application will generate 6 random numbers and 3 different random arithmetical operators. So the first problem what we will need to fix today is how to generate random numbers in general Java and how to inbuild them into the application, desktop application, what is displayed here. Okay, so now what else? So once the examples are generated, so the next what we will need to do is to provide an answer. So those 3 text fields, so we build here in order to insert users results. As long I assume that we process that calculation, here we will give an answer. Okay, once the answer is given, click check. So if the answer's correct, so here we can see correct. So if the answer is wrong, so here we can see wrong, and also our application will provide a correct answer. So this is the target for today's lecture. Let's begin. So first of all, let's make a new Java project. Okay, so here I create the folder arithmetic test. So and inside I will place my application. Arithmetic test. Arithmetic test. Yeah, okay, if there are a few different projects that may cause an issue. Okay, anyway, let's try this. Finish. Yeah. So see here, it is creating a lot of problems. Okay, so I will delete this application. So what do we need to do? So in order to resolve that particular problem, once again, what is the issue? So if I create a new project, see here the default location is connected to one of my application arithmetic test class v2. That's what I don't want. So what we can do, we can switch workspace. So and instead of this arithmetic test, so I will just use like Java programming. So when we launch Eclipse, like in the new workspace, it's automatically start again, and right here we can see like a lot of different applications. So I opened them before, so that's why they appear here. We can delete them. So from the list, see here there are 2 ways how to delete our application. So if I will like check that box, I will completely delete that application. So I just don't want to see those applications here in the list. So, and I will just remove all of those projects from the list. Okay, so and now let's create a new project. So I will call it arithmetic test, and let's change the location. Simple. Yeah, I think now that arithmetic test simple change the location. Yeah, this is my application, so it didn't appear here. Okay, one way to do that, I can just like take this application from here and just paste it into the folder I want. Yeah, this way is not always correct, but yeah, let's just do that. So now don't forget to close Eclipse because it is connected to our application, so finally it may not work. See here, those arithmetic test, I changed the location, so I will just delete it from here. Okay, and now I can import that project in the new location. So see here now it is exist arithmetic test simple. So always better to create a separate folder for our application and just use it. Okay. So and now this is our arithmetic test. So and the location of this project, see arithmetic test simple. That's what we want. Okay, so I can launch, cannot launch, a new package, my package. So and in the package, I will create a Windows applications, Win design, Windows application. Next. My arithmetic test. As long as I'm making video, I will call it arithmetic test video. So I will launch this application because I want to see it as the reference when I will create my application. So you don't have arithmetic test v1, so this is our target. Okay, I will just delete it from here. So, but I want to see this application here. Okay. We'll close the project. So this is our empty application. So and this is our reference. So now our target is to make application similar to this. So the first what we will need to do is to create a design. So now design is empty. So and one by one let's do that. So the first will be stop. Okay, don't forget like right click, set layout, absolute layout. So that will give us the way to place those widgets inside of our application. So this is the first example. So in order to get access properly into our necessary widgets, just let's do it one by one. So example one, let's call it example one. So here I will display my example one. Okay, so the next one will be a label. So the label text is just equal. Okay, so the next one is that second text edit text component, text field component, where I am going to place my answer. So that's why the title of this text widget will be answer one. Okay, I don't need it that big, just let's make it small. Okay, and the next what I need to do, so here it is it disappear, but we do have like three another text widgets to display the comments. So this is also label, J label. So the title of that label will be the comment one, because that will be the explanation for our first example. And instead of text, so here I will just write 3 minus like this. Okay, so now if I will run, so we can see the first example appear in our application. Now I need to make like 3 other lines. So in Eclipse, okay, I can just copy all of those components, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, okay, and here I can copy them all together. Very convenient. 1, Ctrl V, 2. Okay, so now I just need to check whenever the naming correct or not. So example 1, answer 1, comment 1. Okay, so here name does not exist, so and I will make the name example 2. So this is our answer 2, and that is comment 1 1, comment 2. So that widget is supposed to be the example 3. This is our answer 3 and comment 3. Comment 3. So what else I need? 2 buttons. 2 buttons. So this is our button generate. So let's call it button generate. 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 Okay, and I need button check. Button check. check. Okay, done. Let's make the title of our application. So just click on frame, because we are going to name the frame. So here, where is the title? As default, it is empty. I will write the title, arithmetic test for video. So now we can see the title. Run. Okay, and this is our new application. As default, looks pretty similar to what we must code, but again, there is no any coding related to our application yet. So that's what we need to do now. Okay, so in order to code like Java file, so first what we need to do is to code the button generate. So highlight the button, double click. So those double click will automatically create like action listener component for our button generate. So and inside I is supposed to process and insert like the first example. Like let's start from the first example. See what exactly I will need to do here is to generate 6 random buttons. So the first of all, what we need to do is to enable the random numbers in our application. So how to do that? In the beginning, like in the header of our application, so here, in order to enable the random numbers, so we will have to call the class random. In Java, where is the class random? So that class will generate my random numbers. So in order to use that class, I supposed to create an object of the class random. So I will call it like my random. New. Random. Okay. See, if I will click here, so as default, the class random is not included to our application. So the first what I need to do is to add that class random, that necessary library to our application. So that's why I see here where is like input random, Java init. Double click here, and now there is no errors. If we will open here, we will see one extra line, Java util random. So, and that's the way how to insert our like random components into our application. So now how to use it? Let's come back to our button generate. Okay, and I want to, let's say I want to generate 2 random numbers. So I will generate like integer numbers. Let's call A1, A2. A1 is my random dot. Okay, as long as my random is the class, so if I will call the object of that class my random, it is automatically giving me a lot of different functions available in Java. Remember, the random class is inbuilt to Java. So there are 2 ways to use to generate the integer numbers. We can generate the random double numbers, anything. So we need this. So here, if I will call the function next integer, so inside of that function, where is the argument? So, and that argument will tell me the range of the integer numbers, what I want to generate. Okay, let's pick this, and here I supposed to place that limit. Let's say I will place 10. So that means that A1 will be the numbers from 0 until 9 until the bound -1. Okay, so as long as I do have 2, I can do it again. Call it A2. So now A1, A2 will be the two random numbers. Okay, and I will display them in the example 1. Set text string value of, okay, so here I need integer, value of integer A1. Okay, let's add some space plus string value of A2. So what is happening here? When I will click the button generate, so I initiate two integer numbers A1, A2. So those numbers will be allocated in my application memory, but will keep empty until I will call the function my random.nextInteger. So that function will generate randomly the numbers from 0 to 9, and every time when I will click the button generate, the new integer number will appear. So, and after that I will display those two numbers. Let's place the comma in our example 1. So I will see it here in my screen. Okay, now let's try. So this is my application. Generate. Okay, so now we can see I can generate two numbers. Perfect. So this is the way how to use random numbers. So definitely the bound I can change. For example, if I will place 100 here, 1000 here. So the numbers what I will generate now will become different. Pretty much depends what bound we use. So, but again, we need only 10 for our example. So that's why, like in the future, we will use the concept of that particular numbers. Okay, so what is next? So the next, I need 6 numbers. So technically, I can do this like A1, A2, and all others, but that will not be a very efficient way of using Java. Let's create an array where I will place my certain numbers into that particular array, into the array. So, but the first, let's discuss what is array and how to allocate that particular numbers inside of our screen, inside of our application. Okay. Okay, so assume that I am writing something like this, like integer a. So what will happen if I will code something like integer a? So technically, so what we can say that assume that this is the computer memory. So inside of the computer memory, so the compiler will allocate some number. So the integer number, so the integer, so this is 4 byte. For bytes or 32 bits. 4 bytes or 32 bits. So, and in the computer memory, so we will allocate those 4 bytes because this is integer, and our computer memory we can design as the table in the different pieces. Okay, so and inside will be the piece of memory, and the access to that piece of memory will call A. Okay, so now next, so if I will do something like this, A equal 5. So what does it mean? So means that we will call that piece of memory, and inside I will place the number 5. So this is the way how does it work. So how can we process like similar procedure, but instead of calling one number, I want to call like few different numbers. For that, we will use the concept of array. So how do they looks like? So in the similar manner, so I will create an array, integer, but I will use the capital A. So for that, I supposed to use the square brackets, integer A in the square brackets, equal new integer square brackets, and let's say 5. So in the computer memory, I will allocate 5 numbers. All of them will have the same name, A. Okay, so and so long as this is the same memory, so right here, so again I can allocate 5 cells. So those 5 cells, all of them will have a name A. Okay, but as long as I do have many numbers, so that each cell, memory cell here, will have address, will have a specific access through the capital A. So if I want to get access to the first number, I supposed to call it as the A in the position 0, for example, like A in the position 0, assume it is 1. Okay, so it means that inside of A in the position 0, I will place 1. So the second number, like second cell, has the position 1. Okay, so that's why here I can say A in the position 1, let's say equal 0. So then here I will place number 0. Now let's say here I will place 4, 3, and 5. And similar, I can write it here. Stop. Mistake. Here should be 1. So A in the position 2 is 4. A in the position 3 is 3. A in the position 4 is 5. This is 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now A, this is array of the integer numbers. Altogether, I do have 5 numbers. through the indexes in the square brackets, I can get access to the sum of those elements. So this is the way how to add those particular elements into our application. So the altogether 5 numbers, I add them here. So now, how to use those numbers? Assume that I want to process some calculation. So, and assume that I want to calculate some result. So if I will do this, somewhere here, I will again occupy it like 4 bytes. Let's make it smaller. Okay. So, and that piece of memory I will call result. Okay, and assume that my result equal A in the position 2 plus A in the position 4. So what is this? A in the position 2 is 4. Okay, so this number is 4. A in the position 4 is the number 5. 5. So means that my result is 9. Okay, so in the computer memory, so the 9 will appear here. So this is the general way how to use arrays in the general Java. So all programming languages, what we are using nowadays, they are using the same concept of allocating and using the variables and arrays in the computer or different devices memory. So, and in our application, we will use that concept to create and use kind of different number components, what we really need in our application. So by using this concept, let's try to code and add something into our application. So I will come back into the header. So, and I will just repeat this part. So integer a bracket new integer brackets. Okay, so here I must insert the number of elements what I need for my application. So see here there are 6 numbers. So it means that I supposed to generate 6 elements in the array A. Okay, done. This part is done. So the next what I will do is to like create them in my application. So long as I already create my array A, so now if I want to get access there, for example, if I want to like generate the first element in the range in between 0 to 9, so I will just use this. So A in the position 0, this is the my random next integer 10. So the A in the position 0 will be randomly generated number from 0 to 9. So if I want to generate another number, like A in the position 1, so I can do the same. So the A in the position 1, that will be the randomly generated numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, and if I want to display them, I must do the same. So here we insert some number into our A in the position 0. So here I am reading that number from the application memory. So the first number what I will display, that is the array A in the position 0. So here, so I will display the second number. Okay, so now if I will run, See, nothing changed. So that's exactly the same what we used before. Okay, so but this way of making the random numbers is not really convenient because I need to copy the same line like 6 times. So what we can do instead? Instead, I can use the loop. So integer I from 0, I less than 6, less than 6, I plus plus. So what does it mean? So when we are calling the loop, so my I, one by one will be the number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So altogether I will call that I 6 times. So and in between those two brackets, so I will circulate it. So now how to handle my A? See, inside I supposed to play 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why here I can just call A. A in the position I will be my random, next integer, 10, semicolon. Okay. So compared to the situation what I had before, so now I fulfill all A. So and that particular A I can like display in the screen. Okay, so done. So now we generate those 6 numbers. So technically I can like display them here. That may not be a good idea, but anyway, yeah. Anyway, let's display. So, for example, in the second example, so here I want to see what. So now I generate 6 numbers. Okay, let's use this example. So what is that numbers? Like A in the position 0 is 7. A in the position 1 is 5. A in the position 2 is 5. A in the position 3 is 3. A in the position 4 is 4. Okay, and A in the position 5 is 9. Okay, so now I want to display them in that order: 7, 5, 5, 3, 4, 9. Okay, so the example 1 where I display A in the position 0, like comma, A in the position 1. So in the screen I will see 7, comma 5. 7, comma 5. Okay, so in the example 2, I supposed to display 5 and 3. 5 and 3. This is A in the position 2, A in the position 3. Okay, so that's why here I will display A in the position 2, A in the position 3. So that's why in the screen I will see 5, comma 3. 5, 3. Okay, and if I want to display that 4 and 9, so that is my example 3. So number 4 is located in the position 4, so that's why I'm placing the 4 here. And the last one, A in the position 5. 5. Okay, so and in the screen I will see 4, comma 9. So definitely if I will run this code now, I will not see exactly the same numbers, because every time when I run my application, so the new numbers will appear in the screen. So, but I will display them like pairwise. So the first 2 numbers from my array A will be the example 1. second 2 with the index 2 and 3, that will be my example 2. Okay, and the last two numbers, 4 and 9, located in the A index 4 and 5, so that will be our example 3. Okay, so let's run it here. Generate. Okay, so 5, 8, 6, 1, 8, 3, that is our 6 numbers generated in the loop, and after that, like line by line, I display them here in my application. Okay, so now we generate 6 random numbers. So what is next? Next is our operators. See right here, there are in that certain example, there are 1 minus and 2 plus. So if I click generate one more time, so here C plus minus multiply, all 3 appear in my testing application. So how to generate the different operators? So for the different operators, we can create the specific tables. Remember, our computer, Java, cannot directly generate like summation, subtraction, or multiplication, but we can set up a specific connection table. For example, the first will be the number. Okay. Let's call it operator. Okay, and here random number. So assume that my operator is plus, and for those operator plus, I will set up random number 0. So if my operator minus, my random number is 1, and if my operator multiply, so my random number is 2. Okay, so if I will generate my operator as the random number from 0 to 2, 0, 1, 2, so and if my generated number is 0, assume this is the summation. If the number is 1, assume that is subtraction. And if the number is 2, that will be my multiplication. So this is the idea how to use the operators in this certain application. I do have 3 examples, so it means that I need 3 operators, 3 random numbers which will be linked to our real operators. So let's create those operators in our application. So integer operator, new integer. Okay, I need 3 operators, so that's why here the number is 3. So how can I generate those 3 operators? So here we do have a loop to generate elements in the array A. In order to generate operators, so I will use the same integer. I will use another integer like j to call my operators. Okay, so in here my j is 0, 1, 2. So now I need to create my operators. So I do have 3 operators, but for each operators I supposed to generate that random number. In order to do that, I will call my random. This is the object of the class random. So here I will use next integer bound. But what is my bound? See, I will need to have a numbers 0, 1, 2. So it means that the maximum what I may have is 2. And remember how does the bound work? So if I place 10, so it means that the number will be generated from 0 to 9. So if my maximum number is 2, the bound must be 3. So that's why here the number will be either 0, 1, or 2. Operator in the position J, so will be this 0, 1, or 2. Okay, done. So now we generate 3 random numbers like in our application. Let's come back here. Okay, this is our operator, the position 0. Okay, so here it's plus. Okay, let's do this. Minus, multiply, plus. So first example, minus. So minus is 1. Okay. Operator in the position 1. So operator in the position 1, this is our example 2. So here is multiply. Multiply is 2. Okay, so that's why the number is 2. And operator in the position 2. So this is our last third example. So here we can see plus, and this is our number 0. Okay, so if my randomly generated operators are 1, 2, 0, so in the example I will see subtraction first, multiplication second, and summation third, based on the operators what I have right here. Okay, this is done. So now how to use that concept in order to create that particular text. See, because the first example can be either plus, minus, or multiply. So we will need to handle that situation in the same manner. So what we can do? So I can check all of those operators one by one. For example, okay. For the first case, what I have here, I will check operators for the first example. Located in the position 0. Okay, if I need to handle the example 1, so here I will check operator in the position 0. Okay, so now I do have 3 choices, 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so now, so if my choice is 0, summation. So what I need to do if my choice is if my operator in the position 0 is 0, means that, for example, 1, so here I supposed to see plus. Now I need to display, so example 1, set text. So set text. So the first will be the string, so value of integer a in the position 0, because that is my first number in the array a, plus. Okay, so here the sign must be plus if my operator in the position 0 is 0. I supposed to do the summation for the example 1. And the second number, so what I want to display, string, so value of A in the position 1. Okay, so those few things I will disable. So now else if the operator in the position 0 is 1. Okay, as long as I do have three choices, that my operator in the position 0 can be either 0, summation, 1, subtraction, or it can be two, multiplication. So as long as we do have only three possible choices, 0, 1, or 2, so that last condition I can skip. So if 0, do this. Else if operator in the position 0 is 1, do the subtraction. Else means that our operator in the position 0 is 2. I supposed to process multiplication. So now how to do that? As long as my numbers, like in the array A in the position 0 and 1, they keep same. So I am just changing the operator. So if I process the subtraction, so here instead of plus, I'm supposed to place minus. So and in the screen, here I can see like 0, minus 3. This is the case, what we're exactly talking about. So the operator in the position 0 is 1. Operator in the position 0 is 1. Means that the first arithmetic operation for the first example is subtraction. So in here I will see A in the position 0, like looks like it is 0, minus A in the position 1, which is 3. So that's why final example will be the 0 minus 3. So and if I do have multiplication, so here I supposed to place multiply. Okay, and now let's see how does it work. Generate, see 3 minus 5. So looks like my operator in the position 0 is 1. Multiply. So multiply means that my operator in the position 0 is 2. And numbers are 2 and 3 in the array A in the position 0 and 1. Okay, so in here if I will click it as many times as possible, so we can see two randomly generated numbers and randomly generated operator 1. Okay, so we finished example 1 in our application. So now we need to code example 2 and example 3. So for the different operators, so as we discussed before, so it can be either 0, 0, 1, or 2. So operator 0 in the position 0 is linked to the example 1. Operator in the position 1 linked to the example 2. And operator in the position 2 linked to the example 3. So and now we will use that information in order to code our second and third example. Example 2. So here the condition will be pretty much same. Operator in the position 0, position 1. So this is the, again, position 1 means the operator for the second example. So if the operator equals 0, so it means that we are processing the summation. So else if our operator in the position 1 equal 1. So that means we will do the subtraction. So it is either summation, subtraction, or multiplication. So now how to process, how to display example for the display numbers and operators for example 2. We will use the same way what we discussed before for example 1. So in example 2 I am supposed to set text. Okay, the first will be the string. So value of integer number. Okay, and now let's see for example 2 I supposed to use a in the position 2, a in the position 3. So that's why here I will place a in the position 2. So plus, so here plus string value of integer a in the position 3. So, and in the screen, in the second example, I will see a in the position 2 plus a in the position 3. Like something similar to what we do have in the reference. Okay, done. So now, if I want to do the same, if I do have subtraction, so here I supposed to place minus. So, and if we must process the multiplication, our operator in the position 1 is 2, so here that's supposed to be multiplication. Okay, so example 2 is finished. So now let's code example 3. So for example 3, so operator must be located in the position 2. Okay, so that's why everywhere I supposed to change operator from like 1 to 2. So 2 means the example 3. Now, if I want to display something in the example 3 here, so I supposed to use the text widget example 3. Now, text, I supposed to display the numbers related to the example 3. This is the a in the position 4, a in the position 5. So here I supposed to change them. A in the position 4, a in the position 5. Okay, so if my operator for the third example in the position 2 is 0, I will display a in the position 4 plus a in the position 5. If operator for the third example is 1, means that we will have to do the subtraction. So here I will display the minus. Else I will display the multiply. Okay, now let's check. So this is our example. Generate. Okay, now we can see 3 examples. The all numbers are displayed in the screen as long as our operators plus, minus, or multiply. Okay, so this part is finished. So now we need to go and code button check. So in order to do that, I will come back to the design, double click check, and here is our button check. So the first what we need to do is to place our answers. Okay, so see here, if I will place different answers, click the button check, so my application will start process the calculation. So But the first what we need to do is inserting those particular user answers into our application. Okay, so the first of all, we need a specific variables where we will collect our users answers. Let's use array, like similar to operators and a, to save the answers. And as default, I will place my user answers in the header of my application. So I want to make those user answers be visible everywhere in my application. So integer, like user answers, brackets, new, integer, brackets 3. Like I do have 3 examples, 3 answers, so means that I will also have 3 user answers. Remember, the user answers, they are integer. So, and the information what we insert here is the text. So means that we need to convert that operation, those information from text to numbers. So that's why we need integer. Come back to the button check. Okay, so here the user answer in the position 0 is what? So as long as this is the integer number, so we are using the class integer, pairs integer. So and here I will place my answer one, get text to string. Okay, user answers. So and we will need to do it for the second answer. For the second answer, so here we will place our second number. So for example, if I will insert that numbers, so this number 3 will be placed in the user answer in the position 1. Okay, and for the last third example, so here that will be the user answer in the position 2. I supposed to use answer 3. Okay, so now we got the user answers from those particular locations. See what I am doing now. So now I need to compare. Let's do it for example 1. So I will need to compare user answer in the position 0. So this is the user answer for the example 1. Let's just note it. Example 1. So here example 2. So here is the example 3. So I need to compare the user answers for the example 2 with the correct answers. The problem is that I don't have the correct answer, isn't it? What is the 0 plus 6, 2 plus 7? So in our application, we did not code that particular path yet. So means that in order to process our check button, so we will have to modify our generate button slightly. Okay, see what is happening here. At the time when I click the button generate, I supposed to also calculate the correct answers. So in our source code, it is not processed yet. So, but again, before process those calculations, so we need the specific variables where I am going to collect my correct answers. Again, going back to our application header. So, and here, similar to the user answers, let's create array where I supposed to collect my correct answers. So new integer 3. So there are 3 examples, means that will be the 3 correct answers. So correct answer come here. So and where I can process that particular calculation. See, this is my example 1, and here I can calculate the correct answer for example 1. Why? Because if my operator in the position 0 is 0, means that I supposed to process this summation. So I know exactly what will be my correct answer for the example 1. A in the position 0 plus A in the position 1. Done. Okay, so now my application knows the correct answer. So if my operator in the position 0 is 1, means that I supposed to process the subtraction. So means here I will have to place minus. Okay, and same here, if I do have multiplication, so instead of plus, I will have to place multiply. And now A in the position 0 will be multiplied into the A in the position 1, and that will be my correct answer for the example 1. Done. So how to do it for the example 2? Correct answer in the position what? 1. See, if I am talking about example 2, so that will be the correct answer in the position 1 related to my example 2. So here there is A in the position 2 plus A in the position 3. So my operator in the position 1 is 0, means that I will process the summation. So we display the summation in the screen. And correct answer in the position 1, which is related to our example 2, now will be the A in the position 2 plus A in the position 3. And that will be the integer number keep in application memory. So the same I will do for the subtraction. So here I will just place minus. Here I will place multiply. So the similar things I will need to process for my example 3. Correct answers. So the position will be 2, because that is my third example. And here will be the A in the position 4 plus A in the position 5. See here, like I will display that information here in the third example. A in the position 4 plus A in the position 5. So that's why my correct answer will be the A in the position 4 plus A in position 5. This is text, but that one is the integer number. So and in a similar manner, I will process the subtraction and multiplication. Okay. Done. So now our application knows exactly what is the correct answers. Come back to the comparison. So here, what I will need to do next. So if my correct answer in the position 0 equal to the user answer in the position 0, so I will need to do what? I supposed to display correct. Okay, so this is our comment 1, comment for the position for the example 1. Set text correct, else comment 1 set text wrong. Okay, let's check. So generate 10, check. Okay, and now our application is dying. The reason why, because see here there is no numbers in the answer 2 and answer 3, but here I am trying to get this answer. So if I will place some numbers here, so now we can see the answer. So our application cannot work if like some answers is not given. So but that problem we will solve a little bit later. Okay, now 10, let's check whenever it works when it's wrong. I will place 11, check, it is saying wrong. So it means that this part is working perfectly. Okay, so what will be the next move? Next move, I will need to do it for the example 2. Okay, in order to format the code, just highlight and Control I. For the example 2, so I supposed to process comparison the user answer in the position 1 with the user answer position 1. Okay, and comment must be the comment 2 because here I want to display some numbers here. And exactly the same I will do with the example 3. So here that's supposed to be the user answer in the position 2, correct answer in the position 2. So in order to display the comment for the example 3, the comment title, here is the comment 3. Done. Let's check. Okay, generate. 15, 2, check. Correct, correct, wrong. Okay. Nice. Oh, check, correct. So it works. The next what will be important to add, see when it is wrong, my application is also showing the correct answer. Let's do it here. See when I display wrong, let's add correct answer. String value of integer correct answer in the position, like if I'm talking about the first comment, like first example, so that should be the correct answer in the position 0. Okay, the same I will do for the comment 2. So here the position will be 1 and comment 3 position of the correct answers will be 2. Okay, now let's check. Generate. Okay, let's place 7. Okay, run. Okay, works. Perfect. So what we will do next? See, in my application, so if I will like process some answers, generate and check, if I will click the generate button one more time, see the examples changed, but answers what was given by the user, as long as the comments they keep same. See how does it work in our reference? So here this is our answer. So if I will click the button generate answers, as long as the comments they disappear every time when I click the button generate. So in our application it doesn't happen. So that's our next step, how to empty those particular fields. That is pretty easy to solve. So every time when we call the button generate, when we click the button generate, so I will just empty answer for all of my 3 examples, and I will also empty comments. Okay, so here 2, 3. Okay, now see how does it look. Generate, check, generate. So okay, and now those information disappear. So this problem solved. What is the next one? Okay, see what will happen if I will click the button check. It's application crash. And we already discussed why, because here I do have 3 user answers, and technically I need them all in order to process my check procedure. So, but what if there is no text in my answer 1, 2, 3, or for example, I do have text here, but there is no text in the answer 3. So click check, and again, it is dying. So, like, and if the all text for the all of them given, so now we can process our calculation. So means that before processing our comparison, we supposed to check whenever the text was inserted into our text field or not. So, and as you know, we already coded before. So, and now what we need to do is to implement that particular functionality again. So for that, I need strings. Let's call it like my answer 1 string. And I will just make it empty. My answer 2 and my answer 3. Make it empty. Okay, now my answer 1, so that will be my answer 1 get text to string. Okay, and the same operation I will do for answer 2 and my answer 3. So I will just read the necessary text from my text widgets. So in my okay, don't make the spelling mistakes. So that should be all the same. So now I got 3 strings. So remember, what did we do before? So now I will need to check the length of my string. Length. So if the length of my string is not equal 0, so I can process my calculation. Okay, when you are placing such kind of condition, be careful with the brackets. So, but what is the problem now? As long as I do have 3 examples and 3 answers, so I could process only if all of them 3 has text. So this condition will check the text only in my first example, but I do have 2 others. I need to compare them all together. So that's why I will have to compare and check all of them together. So my answer 2 length not equal 0 and my answer 3 length not equal 0. So see what is happening. So if the length of the text inside of my answer 1, which is the text here, not equal 0, true, and text inside of my answer 2 is not equal 0, like the length is not equal 0, true, and the length of the text inside of my answer 3 is not equal 0, only if those 3 conditions true, I will do this. If at least one condition will not be true, so this condition will be terminated. So now how does it work? So if I run, generate, check, doesn't crash. So I place 1, check, doesn't crash, 1, check, doesn't crash, 1, check. Okay, now it's working. So we solve the problem. So now doesn't really matter where did we place text or where we didn't. So application will not crash and will works well. Okay, so that's all for the simple arithmetic test application. So definitely we will continue. So the next talk will be about the advanced test application. So we will discuss a little bit more about it. So but for today, that's all. Good luck with your homeworks and carefully code that particular application. Yeah, good luck.